I'm back for another video. My name is Josh Kastic, and today, this is going to be my Venom review. Now, this is not going to be a breakdown, but this is definitely going to be somewhat spoiler, because the movie's been way out. It's been DVD for like, I don't know, a few months or so. It's been out. And so, I think a lot of people have seen it by now. Okay. What I have to say is I ultimately refuse to see the movie in the movie theaters. I ultimately refuse to buy it. I watched it by checking it out from the library. You know why? Because I want Sony to fail. I want Sony to give it up, and I want them to fully sell it back to Marvel. Or Marvel buy it from them. I don't care. I simply do not want Sony making any more Marvel movies or Spider-Man movies. You know, Spider-Man's still a Marvel movie, but I wanted to be more specific. I simply refuse to go see him, and I'm so mad. I'm kind of upset that it did so well. Like I wish people did not go see it. It was a stupid idea to make a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. It is stupid. It's right out insane that people actually liked it. I mean, I liked it after watching on DVD. Yes, I admit it. I liked it. It was awesome. Okay, I admit it. But I simply did not want it to do well. I wanted it to flop. I wish Marvel people would boycott it. I wish they did. I wish the people seem to boycott Solo, which, much to my annoyance, because I really wish it did get a sequel and a third one. But, whatever. But this movie, I wanted it to flop. I wanted people to boycott it so that finally Sony understands that they should not be making Spider-Man movies. So that they know that a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man is stupid. But now Sony is like, oh, people liked it. Let's make more sequels. Let's make more spin-offs without Spider-Man. You guys failed miserably. All of you call Marvel fans, you really messed up. Because now that Into the Spider-Verse did so well, Sony is never going to give up Spider-Man. Never. Never, ever. And they're going to keep doing it as long as it does well. Do you guys honestly want a Carnage movie that's PG-13? Because I don't think they're going to go from a PG-13 movie to a rated R movie. Especially ever since everyone's seen it. I mean, yes, Carnage was in a Spider-Man show. That is true. And Carnage wasn't that bad. But Carnage in the comic books, there's nothing PG-13 about Carnage in the comic books. He literally killed his own mother. He killed a baby. I'm sorry, but it's okay if a show had baby, but you want a real life action you want a real life action movie when you have the chance to make Carnage what he is in the comics. You think you want a rated R, don't you? I know you want a rated R. Because I know. I've seen videos. I know what people want. Do you honestly want a PG-13 Carnage? Because they're going to give you a PG-13 Carnage. It's a guarantee. They're not going to go from PG-13 to rated R. It's not going to happen. I mean, it could happen, but the likely case is not. Now, I could be wrong, and when they come out with, the next Venom movie with Carnage, it's going to be rated R because we know for a fact no one wants a Carnage film. You can write down in the comment section, I was wrong. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong, and Carnage is going to be PG-13. The Carnage in the second Venom sequel is going to be PG-13. Now, I necessarily don't have a problem with that, but the fact is that it's still a movie without Spider-Man. And they can't have Spider-Man in it because they're part of the contract with Marvel. So now Marvel can't even use Venom in the MCU. So you're never going to see Venom in the MCU, guys. So, you're never going to see Spider-Man and Venom properly done together on the big screen. Well, until the deal is up. But then they're just going to reboot another Spider-Man. Another Spider-Man. And it's because of your fault. There's probably going to be a fourth Spider-Man. It is your fault. Now, they could go with Tom Holland, but it would be weird. Confusing, because now people think it'll be part of the MCU. You can see why this is a problem. A problem that could all have been avoided if you just boycotted Venom. Like, true Marvel fans should have done. But, whatever. Whatever. But, enough ranting about why it did well. Let's go into the movie itself. The movie was fantastic. Okay? Yes, I admit it. It was great. Okay? I watched it and I thought it was awesome. They were really pushing the PG-13 though. Literally, people, when I saw the people told me, oh, they just bite heads off screen. No, he didn't. I mean, yeah, you don't see the body, you don't actually see the head come off the body, but it's still on screen. You can still see Venom take his mouth and put it over the guy's head. That still counts as on screen. Okay, man. It was awesome. Awesome. It was cool. But it was not off screen. So, like I said, they were really pushing the PG-13 there. Now, this is stupid. Okay. You think we're going to believe this? But they said, okay, originally Venom was going to be rated R. Everyone wanted a rated R Venom because Venom is crazy, and in the comic books he did things that's not PG-13. Though not everything he did was not PG-13, but definitely Carnage and all of them is definitely. But it was definitely so yeah. But like I said, it was on screen. It was awesome, cool. Tom Hardy played him very well. Definitely the books. Venom was cool. Definitely what Venom should be like. Not one in the third movie. Definitely not that one. This was definitely a better depiction. But like I said, my still problem is there's no Spider-Man. But for what it is, it was really good. The villains, the story, it all worked out. And it just made sense. Everything worked well. I don't really see some of the complaints that people had with it. I definitely disagree. There was a lot of swearing in it, but, like I don't care about that stuff in the movies. I mean, yeah, everyone knows at school I definitely hate swearing. You know that. But from watching, if you know me from school, that is. But, I do not like swearing for those people who don't go to my school. But yes, I do not like swearing, and I don't swear. So, those parts I just ignore. I don't care, because I don't let things that I don't like ruin a movie for me. Especially if it's only one little thing, every other scene, okay, like swearing is, but yeah, the movie was great, the story just made sense. Basically you have, he was a reporter, they used, there's many characters who play Venom, but they, no, it wasn't Flash Thompson. No, Eddie Brock. They used Eddie Brock, right? So Eddie Brock, he was a reporter for the Eddie show. Was it the Eddie show, or the Brock show? I can't remember which one it was. But he basically had this report about this. He had to go, do a report with this guy he doesn't like. And basically, he kind of broke into his girlfriend's laptop, and found out information about this guy and all that. And then, kind of during the interview, he started using that information, and he kind of got himself and the camera crew kicked out. That he got fired, and then his girlfriend also got fired because the information came from her lawyer's stuff and all that. And so she broke up with him. They were engaged, and she broke up with him. And in this process, he lost his apartment, and now he's living in, like, not really a good apartment, as apartments usually are depicted for some weird reason. Apartments don't actually look like that, or they do, but they're not as bad as they pictured them. But I mean, yeah, there's some like broken down ones. Yeah, I have to agree with that. But I don't think most apartments don't look the way they're mostly depicted in movies. I have to say. But other than that, yeah, well, yes. So the movie was great, and then he kind of eventually, basically, did that bad company, or that guy, he basically had this space program where they brought back the symbiotes, and they started doing testing and stuff, and they find out that they have to survive by bonding with. Sorry about that. The thing just quit filming for some reason. But back to what I was saying, yeah, so that evil company got symbiotes, and then the guy started using it on humans, and a guy died. And so when the scientists got scared of this, so she went to get Eddie Brock. And so Eddie Brock went to broke in, and that's where the symbiote gets him, and that's how he becomes gets Venom. Now, they perfectly symbolized in the symbiosis, and so they fully bonded. If people don't understand what those words mean, but I'm pretty sure most people are watching this probably know what that means. So I really don't need to say that, but I'm just making sure, because this is for any age. So, yeah. So they except for the movie isn't. I definitely would not. I would definitely not take your children and go see this movie, unless your children are like, well, how would I say? I mean, there are certain children you could take this movie to. Let's just say you can make your kids watch this, but not all children. Definitely not all children, I have to say. Like I said, this is really pushing the PG-13, if you know what I mean. And they said it was, you know what? Right. So originally this movie was going to go rated R, right? I told you that. Something I was also going to say, but I forgot to say, is that when it came out as they changed it to PG-13, and then when it was brought up to the people, they said, oh, it was never going to be rated R? What do you mean? It was never going to be rated R. Yeah, right. My foot. Yeah, that's like, yeah, right. I mean, really? It was definitely going to be rated R. You can even watch this movie and tell that it was originally going to be rated R. I have to say, watching this movie, it was definitely originally going to be rated R. Okay? They were really pushing it, I have to say. But, yeah. Yeah. And then he basically symbiote, and then now all that company stuff are going after him. Now, basically, they find out that the scientist was involved, and so basically they released one of the symbiotes, and it killed her. And then another symbiote that got away was launching onto other people, and then this little girl, which I'm actually I think that girl's dead. They killed a girl. They killed a girl! I'm pretty sure she's dead. I mean, yeah. I don't know did they really bond? Like, I guess they bonded. They're moving. You could say she's dead. But that's another... Okay, there is one confusing part, though. Right? So they said that basically they perfectly symbolize, right? But when a Venom creature moves away from the other person, that person dies or is dying, right? Well, Venom symbolized with the guy's Eddie Brock's ex girlfriend, but that Venom went from her back to Eddie Brock. So why isn't she dying? You see what I mean? That is kind of that doesn't make sense. So you could say that that girl's actually alive. Okay, that girl. So it's definitely possible, but it kind of conflicts with it's conflicting information. So that is definitely a plot hole in the movie, I have to say. But other than that, you have that, and then basically you have this ultimate fight at the end because that symbiote of the girl went into the boss, the guy who's like doing this, and there was an epic battle, and in the transfer, She Venom, his girlfriend became She Venom in the comic books, and when they were transferring, they were doing this. They were kissing the Venom, like kiss Eddie Brock, and that's how they did the transfer. So now that's kind of awkward because she's actually dating someone else. She's dating a doctor. So that's kind of awkward. Although I definitely think they're getting back together if they make a second one. Something bad's gonna happen. I think the doctor's name is Dan. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's Dan, which is funny because not only is that a common character name to use, is a common character name used for the character that he's supposed to be is. So yeah, I definitely think he's gonna die or something bad happens to him. To just say it's gonna happen, or that they break up, but something's gonna happen. That's all I have to say. Then so they're gonna get back together, but basically at the big battle scene, you had them battling, and it looked like he was going to die because he got stabbed. The Venom went kind of got pulled out, and then the other symbiote guy stabbed him. But the Venom was able to come back to him, even though he technically looked like he died. So theoretically, that should not be possible. But whatever, it's a movie. It's a movie. I shouldn't be criticizing that. But yeah, so he comes back to life, and he heals him. Like Venom has since when they symbolize, he basically, if you broke a bone or broke a leg or your leg gets cut off or you get stabbed, Venom, when you symbolize, Venom can regrow that. So that's actually pretty cool. I mean, if you're symbolized with Venom, you could never die, or your leg can never be cut off. You could never get a wound. So, well, you could get a wound, but then it'll get re-healed, so you still feel it. But it's like Deadpool, just with Deadpool doesn't need someone to talk to. So, well, though Deadpool's crazy, so either you could have Venom, so you always have someone talking to you, and people think you're crazy, or you're just Deadpool, or where he doesn't have someone talking to him, but he's talking to himself, or they breaking the fourth screen, or other things, and people still think him crazy. So either way, you have the ability to heal, but either way, people think you're crazy. So you could decide, or you could just have that power, but then you just can't be Deadpool or Venom. So it's really up to you. So, other than that, so basically, the guy, basically, the villain symbiote, because what he wants is to get so they won't, basically want to have other symbiotes get to this planet so that they'll destroy it and take it over and a bunch of stuff like that. But basically what Venom does he basically cuts one of the engines. No, he doesn't cut the engine. He cuts the full fuel line, and the fuel is falling out and hits the fire. And you know how fuel is, it's oil and all that stuff. It's combustible. The fire lights up, and then the entire ship blows up in fire. And one of the weaknesses of the symbiotes is fire, so that guy, who's supposed to be the leader of the symbiotes, dies, including the leader of the company dies. Now we're left to think that Venom dies too. He gets burned up, but we later find out that basically the ex-girlfriend and Eddie are talking, and then basically while they're talking, she says, "I'm sorry about Venom," and he says it's okay, but then Venom starts talking. He said, "I like her," and stuff like that, and so he starts to leave, so that's when we find out Venom's still around. Now, I think that's definitely a duh, obviously. So other than that, we have that as well. So we know Venom's still alive, so we know there's going to be a sequel. And then we come to the post-credits scene where, so you have the post-credits scene where we get introduced to Carnage. Now, not Carnage the symbiote, but not Carnage as the symbiote, but Carnage, the guy who is Carnage. Forgot his name, but yeah, so we get to see him. We see him in a prison, and Eddie Brock goes and to interview him and stuff. So, but yes, he's going to be Carnage in the next movie. So, it's most likely going to be PG-13, guys. So, just gonna say. But, yeah, that is my initial thoughts of Venom. Venom was awesome. It was great. It was cool looking. But you know why, beyond that, I'm still kind of upset that it did well. Even though I liked the film, I'm so upset that it did well. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoy this review. Maybe eventually I'll do a full breakdown. But I only saw the movie once. But, so, the drill. I've talked about it. So you guys write down in the comment section what your thoughts of the Venom movie. Do you basically you like it or you didn't like it? If you also write down if you like this review. If you do like it, please leave a like. And then if you're new, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be updated for my next upload. Now, also don't forget my Weebly website, or my YouTube channel website. Link is down in the description. And, thank you. Goodbye.